The PFF Plus holiday sale is going on right now. Use the promo code HOLIDAY30 to get yourself 30% off a PFF Plus subscription. That means that you get everything. The grades, the premium stats, all of the fantasy tools, all of the betting tools, all the draft tools. It's everything a football fan could want year round. Holiday 30, that's what gets you 30% off that year-long PFF Plus subscription at subscribe.pff.com. Cowboys played last Thursday on Thanksgiving, and they are playing on Thursday, once again, as are their opponent, the Detroit Lions. So both of these teams get a regular week, which is kind of funny because we always talk about Thursday Night Football as a shortened week with these teams, but it's a regular week because both of them played on Thursday last week. This one's in Detroit. Obviously, there's a lot on the line with both of these teams. I mentioned, there are some teams that are getting healthier, they're getting hot. That's the Dallas Cowboys. There are other teams that need to turn around, kind of hanging on to the wins that they have. That's the Detroit Lions. For this preview, you want to start talking about the Lions or the Cowboys here?
We're going to talk about what I think is the biggest matchup in this game overall, and that is the Lions' banged-up offensive line against the Cowboys' defensive line that is suddenly surging. Obviously, since they traded for Quinnen Williams, we've seen the emergence of Donovan Ezeraku off the edge, Oso Digizua playing better, Matt Eberflus making the adjustments, using more five-man fronts lately. Since Week 9, the Dallas Cowboys have by far the highest-graded defensive line in the league, 9 points ahead of the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett in that unit, an unreal effort their defensive line is putting together. Tops in run defense grade, tops in the percentage of plays in run defense. They're putting out a positive grade, at least one positive grade, 2/3 of the time right around Trevor, and third in the league in yards before contact per carry allowed. Think about that in the context of this Lions team and how dependent they are on the run game for their success. They are 7-0 when they get at least 100 designed rushing yards, and they're 0-5 when they fall below that. If this improvement in Dallas's front seven and their defensive line is real, and they can dominate the trenches the way in this game that Green Bay and Philadelphia have done in the past against Detroit, they can go into Detroit and win this game, and they can get right back in the thick of this NFC East race with Philadelphia.
I think so too. And man, when you look at the Cowboys and how they're playing, obviously we've talked about their defensive line over the last couple of weeks because, that's the big time storyline here with them getting Quinnen Williams and how much of a difference that has made for them. But very quietly, on the other side of the ball, the offensive line is also playing very well. If you go back to Week 9, so sort of a what have you done for me lately, a month plus here, you look at their offensive line, Tyler Booker, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, Terrence Steele, Tyler Guyton, all of them have an overall blocking grade above 71. And specifically when it comes to run blocking, these guys have been incredibly consistent with their run blocking as well. None of those starting five have a run blocking grade since Week 9 below 70. So that's just a really good score. They're really consistent and they're impactful in a game that we talk about stable and unstable metrics a lot at PFF, and run blocking is typically more of a stable metric. If you are good at run blocking, chances are you're going to continue to be good. It's less volatile week to week, and anytime that can be the case, you feel pretty consistent about where your floor is as an offense. And of course, anytime that's the case, and you got Dak Prescott and George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, you feel good about the ceiling as well. So this team is fantastic right now. Top 8 in overall blocking grade since Week 9. Run blocking grade as well. And then impact run blocking percentage too. That's the number that I wanted to focus on there, as how good this team is at creating those positive grades as a unit. So it may not be the most explosive run game in the NFL, but a consistent one, and one that is really solid for them and allows them to unlock really what is the ceiling of that passing game as well. Dalton, we pick the winners as we do for every game and every week. And by the way, you got 2 more games up on me from last week, so that means that you are up 4 games total with a couple of weeks left to go. I got to start stacking these wins here. Unfortunately, I saw that we picked the same team here. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to get this win in Detroit. I'm going Cowboys 28, Lions 21, especially with the uncertainty. And I would assume Amon-Ra St. Brown's not playing in this game, right? Or have I missed something?
He's being listed as a game-time decision as of right now, as of us recording this, yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting him out there, it feels like it's not going to be what the Lions need him to be in that passing game. So I'm going to go with the team with the momentum right now, and I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going Dallas as well. I have it 28-24. I think it is going to be a fun game. It is hard to win in Detroit when that offense can get rolling, and this is going to be the real test. This will be the best run game they've played since they started this stretch of playing well on the defensive line, but I think Quinnen Williams and those guys get it done, and you mentioned it, whether they either if they don't have St. Brown or if he's at clearly less than 100%, I think that is a real problem. The Lions are going to have to attack them through the air. They would need another big game from Jamison Williams, but it feels like the injuries are really starting to hurt them now offensively, and if they can't get Jahmyr Gibbs going, I don't see a whole lot of routes for Detroit to put up a dominant effort offensively. I think they're going to need their defense to step up, but they've also got Terrion Arnold out now for the season on the defensive side too, so it only gets harder on the outside to cover. Lamb and Pickens and all the weapons the Cowboys have. I just like Dallas's momentum and what they have going. As long as they stop the run somewhat and hold them under that 100 design rushing yards number, Dallas can come out of here with a win.
Yeah, and they got to keep up, right? I mean, you mentioned Terrion Arnold not being in this game, the weapons that the Dallas Cowboys have. Over the last 3 games that the Cowboys have played, they've scored 33, 24, and 31. And if you keep going back to the beginning of the season as well, they've scored 40 points, another 40-point game, a 37-point game, a 44-point game. Like, this offense knows how to put up points. And if the Dallas Cowboys are going to continue to be really solid in their run defense, it's hard to imagine the Lions are going to be able to keep up, which is not something that you said about the Lions, or that we've said about the Lions, I should say, over the last couple of years. So that'll be an interesting game, a lot on the line for that one.